Hello, good afternoon, my friends. Sorry I'm a few minutes late due to technical difficulties. So I am here. I'm not even sure if this is happening. So let's just. Okay, I think we're on. Okay, sorry for that. I'm here in Brooklyn and it's like 100,000 degrees. But as I say, the show must go on. And I am so excited to be able to interact with you guys. And thank you for everyone who subscribed, enabling me to have this platform where I can actually go live and I can interact with each and every one of you. So let me just tell you what I'm planning on doing and what's got in store moving forward. There's two platforms that I am going to be using. This is on YouTube and on podcast. So the YouTube channel is where I would like to strictly educate. I'm going to use this platform every Tuesday at 2. I'm going to hop on and educate, give you something of value, a nugget of real estate, whether you're buying or selling, or just interested and curious in the process, because it is a process and it's a journey. And that's what I'm here to do, to educate. Now, on the podcast, that's where I'm going to share all the behind the scenes of all my deals. And every week it's going to be a different deal. Of course, I won't share names, but to protect privacy. But oh my God, you will be blown away. It's even better than your favorite soap opera. Trust me, this is why I do what I do. Because there's never, ever a dull moment, ever. So what I'm going to do for the next 15 minutes, or even less, is talk about a topic that I shared with you. And then the last 15 minutes, this is Brooklyn. We have sirens. Yeah, that's just a part of my daily life. It's background noise. So if you don't live in Brooklyn, you wonder, what is that? If you live in Brooklyn, you don't even hear the sirens anymore. So what we're going to do is just go on, talk about something to educate. I'm going to teach you. And then the last 15 minutes, I'm going to take you to one of my favorite coffee shops. My friend Monique said, hey, I'm going to subscribe, but I expect to see you with one of the best coffee shops in Brooklyn. So, Monique, this is for you. All right. So, let's talk about first-time home buyers. When you think you're a first-time home buyer, and maybe your budget isn't as big as you'd like it to be, don't fret. I hear way often from first-time home buyers, well, how much do we need? Margula, tell me, how much do we need to save? How much do we need in the bank before we actually make the purchase? So besides the down payment, which could be anywhere between 5 and 25%, you're going to need closing costs, which is about 5 to 6% of the purchase price. And then you want money for construction or renovation or even just minor work like painting. So all of that, you do need some, depending on your budget, you're going to need probably at least 100,000. But don't fret. Again, I get the question, but Margula, for that kind of property, $1 million, 1.5, is there anything? Do I get anything in Brooklyn, in this neighborhood of Brooklyn? And because location is important. And what I'm here is to tell you, which I do get asked all the time from first-time home buyers, is it even possible to buy a home in prime Crown Heights, which is my section of Brooklyn? And my answer is absolutely. How is that possible, Margula? Homes here in prime Crown Heights average about $2 million. And that is not a turnkey, what we say turnkey. It's not a turnkey at all. And very often you don't even get parking for $2 million. What do you get? You get location. And location is of utmost importance. You're in the best neighborhood. Now, as my dear mentor Glenda Baker always preaches, better to buy the least expensive home in the best neighborhood than the best and biggest ass house in the not so desirable location. So along those lines, this is what I always recommend. When I meet with a buyer, the first thing I say is, did you meet with? Okay, I don't know what happened, but we're back. All right. All right. So maybe next time I won't be doing this on my phone. I'll doing it from my laptop. But if I do it from my laptop, I won't be able to hang out with you and show you my favorite places in the neighborhood to hang out and eat and drink and be merry and make merry. All right. So here we are. I'm on Eastern Parkway, which is the pulse, the main street of Crown Heights, right here on Eastern Parkway. Okay, and this separates the north and south. We have North Crown Heights and we have South Crown Heights. South Crown Heights is the primary location for those buyers whom I service. North Crown Heights is also nice, but not quite as prime. So let's continue. While I walk, I'm gonna talk. And like I said, it's 100,000 degrees here, so I'm gonna bear with me. All right. So how can we buy a home for under $2 million, Margula? Is that really possible? Yes, it is. How? Most of the homes here, like I said, in this area, in South Crown Heights, are multifamily. What does that mean, multifamily? Multifamily means it's at least 2 legal units. And when you purchase a home with at least 2 legal units, you can generate an income. I just showed someone a property that was a 3 legal unit. And the buyer says, but Margula, I don't even need the income. I don't need the money. I'm good. And I said to him, yeah, but when you retire, you're going to appreciate a passive stream of income. It's printing money when you sleep, as a great Floyd Mayweather said. And I heard him in person. He says real estate allows him to print money when he sleeps. And that's what you, first-time home buyer, is going to do with your property that you buy. So you buy in the best neighborhood. Doesn't have to be the biggest. And if it doesn't have parking, that's okay. You know, parking is always something that you could always rent a place to park. You could do what very often people do is called curb cut parking, meaning they create a parking spot on the front yard. Of course, you got to speak with your architect. You got to get permits, but it's possible. And it will save you money in the long run, because homes that don't have parking are substantially cheaper. And remember what I said, you always want to be in the best neighborhood, because location just gets better. Location is where your home appreciates in value. Having a big property in an undesirable location is not going to improve the value. And when purchasing a home, you want to make sure that it appreciates over time. Because what if you die? You don't want to live in Crown Heights, Brooklyn anymore. What if you get sick of these scorching hot summers and brutal frigid winters, and you want to go hang out in the beach, go down south? Then what? Can't take your big ass house with you. you're going to sell it. And you want to make sure that that appreciates in value and you get back a whole lot more than you paid. Okay, so I'm crossing over Eastern Parkway and we're going to go to North Crown Heights. And on this block where I am now, just to give you a little bit of a tour, these homes on Eastern Parkway, they're beautiful limestones. I can show you. Beautiful limestones do not have parking, but that doesn't diminish the value. These are homes that are going between 1.8 and 2 million and do need some sort of a gut job. And these are, some of them are 2 family, some of them are 3. And this location is prime. Eastern Parkway is prime. So that is how you, as a first-time home buyer, can become a homeowner, get your slice of Brooklyn at a price you can afford without breaking the bank. And once you take ownership of that property, then the fun begins. When you start renovating, you can do it slowly. You don't have to do it all at once, per your budget allows. But what I always recommend is when, after closing, if your funds are limited for construction, first of all, there's something called a construction loan, which the interest is much, much cheaper than a regular convention loan. Speak to your mortgage professional. I like to stay in my lane, but I do advise everybody to look into what's called a construction loan. A construction loan is available only after you close. You take that money, don't bite off more than you can chew, ever. Take what you can, know that you're gonna have to pay it back, know that it's gonna affect your monthly payments, and just renovate first the unit that you're gonna rent, because that's where your cash flow is going to be generated from. So you wanna have the most amazing rental in the most pristine, spanking new condition. And that will attract tenants, and that will raise the rent, thus helping you pay your mortgage. And then you take care of your unit. Just make sure it's habitable, and after that, everything else will come. Now, there was one more thing I wanted to add before hopping into this French cafe. And I wanted to say about, a tip about paying off your mortgage as quickly as possible. Try to make, and I was advised this when we first bought our home about almost, 25 years ago. About 25 years ago, 27 maybe. So this is what I was advised, and it really works. Make a second payment. Try to make a second payment, a second mortgage payment, at least once a month. If you can double your mortgage payments, that would be great. If you can't do it twice a month, at least do it once, maybe once every 6 months. So twice a year, at least twice a year, just add an extra payment. And when you add that extra payment twice a year, that extra payment will go off of your principal. It's not gonna, because your monthly payments cover both your principal and your interest. Making any additional payments will go straight to your principal, and thus chiseling down the amount owed. Okay, so it's still 100,000 degrees here, but it's all right, no worries. The show must go on. I still am showing properties and still trying to do this live YouTube. And here we are, right here. See, this is my favorite cafe where I take all my clients, and it's called Patty's. And let's come in with me. We're gonna try the coffee. And I hope that they have some really yummy pastries, which they're totally known for. Okay, let's see if I can switch. Here we go. See, the French theme. Okay, now, look at these beauties. Uh-huh. I want that. This is what I want. That looks good. And oh my God, look, that croissant I'll take home for my husband. But this is really yummy. And I think this is some apple confection. And look at these Danishes. Pain au chocolat. See, I know that. This is a pain au chocolat. Butter croissant. And these are cheese stuff and cookies. These are all amazing French pastries. Okay, so I'm gonna order, and then we're gonna sit down, and I'm gonna try my coffee. All right. Let me see if I can order this live. Because in addition to having delicious pastry and yummy coffee, service is important. An American coffee, milk, no sugar. I'll take a small. And for now, and then I'll take a lemon meringue, your lemon meringue tart. And your croissant to go. This croissant, the pistachio, to go. And is that an apple? What's next to the lemon meringue? What's that? Here, is that apple?
Yes.
Here, right here. Carrot, okay. Let me have this, yeah, the carrot right here. All right, looks good, okay. So service is also important. Let's see how fast we get our order. And
You want the carrot muffin?
yeah, okay, I'm gonna
Okay, what's the order name?
hang up and then I'll come right back. It's Rumani,
Omani?
yes.
Okay, it's ready for payment.